my pawb. Hello everyone, how are we all? Sorry, I'm just trying to get this so that the light's not shining off it, but it's going to be tricky. But we won't be looking at that all the time. Okay, so I'm back with another kit video. This is one of the ones that I got this month that you will have seen in my February haul video. I'm doing this the same day that I did the previous one, which I've now already forgotten the name of. It was Lots to Love. So I've done the Lots to Love. Now I'm doing this one, which is Happy Happenings. And what I've done with this one is I've gone ahead and pre-prepared everything, so you don't have to sit and watch me sticking dimensionals and stuff to things. So I've done all that. It's just a case of putting everything together. So with this kit you get some mini Stampin' dimensionals. These are the little ones, and then you get some large. They keep disappearing. I keep putting them down and they disappear and I can't see them anywhere, but you get large sticky dots like these. These are small ones left over from the previous kit, and I did use some of those in this kit because the large ones I reckoned were too large. Also, I used some ordinary normal sized Stampin' dimensionals because it made more sense. I will show you when we come to that. So this makes 9 cards, 3 of each sort. One says welcome baby, one says thank you for all you do, and the other is happily ever after. But obviously you can swap out your sentiments and use whatever sentiments you think you want, or if you want to use particular ones, you can. So let's get ready. I will show you all the bits that you get either as we go along or at the end, depending on how it goes. Oh, I can't get that to stand up, so I'm just going to move the box over there. So the first card is the thank you for all you do. So as I said, I've pre-prepared everything. I've got Stampin' dimensionals on the back of here. I thought it was more sensible to use the large Stampin' dimensionals on something this size rather than the little ones, because I thought this would be sturdier. But the first thing I need to do is burnish my card. I like the fact that they're shaped and not just regular square, but they do stand up. They are flattish on the bottom, so that's good. So the first thing we do is, oh, and I've also stamped everything ahead of time as well. You get a Mossy Meadow stamping spot in the kit, but I used my normal sized one, although my normal sized one seems to have gone a bit manky. I had to give it a rub with oh, I don't know what it's called, a tool that came with my Cricut machine. A spatula, that's the word. I used this spatula to sort of rub all the ink in because it had gone difficult to describe, and I can't show you now because obviously I've flattened it out. But I don't know if I just need to get some more re-inking for that, because I don't have a re-inker for that one, Mossy Meadow, or whether I need to buy a new one. Anyway, I've taken all the backings off there and just getting that in the right place. There we go. And then, oh, with the stamp set that comes with it, I mean, obviously you get the welcome baby, happily ever after, thank you. And then you get a nice one that you can put on the envelope which says kindly deliver to. And then there's very small ones for all you do, from all of us, sweet little one, and congratulations. And then there's these little diddy ones which are, so that one and that one are like the stamen in the middle of the flower. That's a little flower, which I don't think I used. That's a little, well, I'd say it's a little star, but it's the centre of a flower. Then this one's some random dots, and then this one I thought was a butterfly, when it was on here, but when I stamped it, it's actually 2 little leaves. But it looks enough like a butterfly, I think. So yes, I thought I'd used all of these little ones up, but I didn't use the little flower one. But there you go, you can do what you like with those. It also comes with the irregular D block. Okay, so then this is one of the layering parts. You get loads of sheets of die cuts to make the cards. This is one of them, and I think it's that way up. These were stamped on using that little dotty stamp. So I put this on top of this one. So your first layer is has dimensionals under it, so that lifts it up, and then this is flat because it's got tear and tape on the back. And yes, even though it's called tear and tape, I never tear it. I always use scissors, so that comes in the kit as well. What do I do next? Now this one tells me to put one of the flowers on next, and I believe it's this flower with the tear and tape on the back, because it looks as though it goes down flat. So I will put that about there, so you can still see me little dots. And then leaves. Now there are several lots of leaves, which I will show you. So we've got the dark leaves, the light leaves, and then the little pairs of leaves, although one of them's dropped off, so it's over there. Now the light coloured leaves, when you pull those out, they're all the same. They all face the same way, so they all lean slightly that way. Don't lose that one. But the darker ones are actually in pairs of one facing that way and one facing that way, which you will see when we come to the next card. So I've also stamped onto some of the flowers the stamen bits and the little star bits. Yeah, it all explains it in the instructions. So I need to put the leaves on next. So let's take the backing off. Yeah, some of these I use the smaller sticky dots rather than the ones that came with the kit, because they seemed rather large, and as I say now, they've vanished. I mean, I've dropped them a dozen times, but I don't think I've dropped them recently, and I can't see them anywhere on the floor. So I will put this leaf about there, about there I think, and this one goes down near the bottom, assuming I can get the backing off. Come on, there we go. And there we are. That one goes about there. Then I put the thank you over the top, and that's on large Stampin' dimensionals as well. Oftentimes I will use slightly different dimensionals to what comes with the kit. So like this one comes with mini dimensionals, and I've used the larger ones, and sometimes you get them with large ones. Smaller ones are sometimes more appropriate. Okay, so I'm going to put that about there. Then I'm going to stick this across, and actually no, I won't. I was going to put a piece of dimensional on the back just at the end, but I don't think I will. I think it'll be okay. So you want to put that so that it's just coming off the edge like that. Then I'll put this flower on. So I've put the 2 dimensionals near the bottom so that they can go. Actually, I might just, where's my scissors? Before I put that on, I might just cut that bit off, because you're not going to see it anyway underneath the flower. And it'll mean I can stick that better. Right. Okay, so then I've stuck it over the 4. Oh! Quick, 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 before it gets stuck down. That's better. Okay, so now I will do it there. That's it. So just over the leaf, little bit of leaf, but you can still see for all you do. So yeah, do be careful with that. This flower then slips underneath that, and it's got one of these small ones I've already stuck to the top of it to make a little 2-dimensional flower. 2-dimensional? Yeah. Oh, there we go. So that can just slip underneath there. Just cover up that bit of leaf. There we go. And then I think a dimensional flower there, just peeping over the edge. And this flat one, this flat one can go. I do struggle to get the backings off these sometimes, right? And then this little flower can go just on the edge here. Right, and now the kit also comes with these clear dots. They've been a nightmare. I've spent most of my time going, where have they gone now? Where have they gone now? Because you can't see them once I put them down like that. I mean, yeah, you can just see them on the screen, but when you're actually here, it's very difficult to see. And in actual fact, they've fallen off something and slipped underneath my computer screen. So I need to pay attention actually to which size of these dots that I need. I think I'll just go to the back page. Oh, that's not very helpful. It doesn't tell me on the back page how many I need, but it does tell me on the front page. Okay, a big one. And it looks like I'm going to use more big ones than little ones, because there's more big ones than little ones on the plastic. And this one does not want to go. Okay, let's try another one. There we go. So the big one goes up by here, and then little one down the bottom by that leaf, and then another one over here. There we go. Barely see those, but if the light just catches them, you can see them in real life. Anyway, so that's the first one. So that's really nice. I like that. I might modify this and do some Welsh ones possibly. Okay, so that's the first one. Let's put my lid back on me picky uppy thing. Right, the next one is the Happily Ever After, which obviously is for a wedding. And again, I need to burnish the card. Okie dokie, right, so again, this comes on a sheet. There's enough, obviously, to make 3 of these. And again, I've used the larger Stampin' Dimensionals. It just makes more sense with something this size than using the tiny little ones, which are less than half the size of these. They have their place, they both have their place. Okay, yep, I've taken everything off there. Right, so let's lay this down so that it's nice and central. Lovely, and then this has got tear and tape on the back, so that just sticks down to that. And again, although it comes with the ink, you could always use another colour, as long as it pretty much matched up with the colours that you've got in this. So you've got Cloud Cover, Daffodil Delight, Mossy Meadow, Old Olive, Petal Pink and Timid Tiger. I mean, those look quite nice instead of the green. Well, the Timid Tiger, Petal Pink and Old Olive definitely would. Daffodil Delight might be a bit too lemony, or a bit too pale. You have to excuse me, my finger's still hurting. Okay, so next comes, next comes these leaves. Now, I'll show you now these dark leaves. See how they differ from the light green ones, both faced that way, same as that one. But these dark green ones, one faces that way and one faces that way. And I believe that they're going to go on the card like that and like that. Yeah, so let's put those on. These ones I did use the regular, these small sticky dots, because the leaves are so small. I thought if I try and use the ones that come with the pack, come with the kits, then they're just going to swamp it. And as it happens, as I've said, they've vanished. They're probably on the floor and right under my chair where I can't see them. Or I've attached them to something and they're hiding underneath. Oh, I know where they might be. They might be in amongst all the bits that the die cuts came out of. But I'm not going to look for them now because I don't need them. Okay, so those 2 leaves about there like that, I think. Then Happily Ever After will go on top of that. Look nice. And you see, this is where I put the little, the 2 leaves that I thought were a butterfly, but they do look like a butterfly, I think. So you could obviously do that in any colour you like, really. There we go. Right, so line this up nicely inside the stitched bits. There we go. Right, now I need to stick the congratulations. So the Happily Ever After goes there and then the congratulations goes across the middle. Probably put a bit too much tear and tape on, but you know, nobody's going to see it. So it needs to go about there. No, that'll do. Just a whiff, just a bit off that end, but nobody's going to look at it in that much detail. Okay, so then I can put on the big flower. which is going to go here, and then the 2 yellow daisies. I have to say I do like these daisies. And then one can go there. And one can go there. Now, where are they? There they are. Oh dear. Right, and for this one I need a large one. Come on. Oh, they don't want to come off, these ones. Oh, maybe I need a bit more putty. Here we go. Okay, so the large one goes next to Ever. And then a little one, a little tiddly one, goes down there. And then another little tiddly one goes down. I'm going to put it there. There we are. So that's the Happily Ever After one, which is nice. Again, you can always swap over whatever sentiment you want to use. So you don't have to use the ones that come with the kit. If you've got something else you want to make a card for, then that's fine. And then last but not least is the new baby one. Oh, and yeah, I mean, I know it's blue, but you could send it to a girl as well, especially in these days when people aren't quite sure if they've got a boy or a girl. Right, so what have we got here? We've got one of these. Again, I've used the large dimensionals. It's funny, up until the early 1920s, pale blue was considered the colour for a girl, and pink was the colour for a boy. And then it was either a queen or a duchess or somebody of that ilk decided to have pink for their daughter, and everybody laughed at her. Which is very bizarre, because now, well, up until recently, it's definitely been pink for a girl and blue for a boy. I can remember when our daughter was small, until she was a certain age, if it wasn't pink, she wouldn't wear it. So I'm just going to put this on gently so that it's centered nicely. There we go. And then she got to a certain age where if it wasn't black, she wouldn't wear it. So, you know, she's still pretty much like that. She's 34. Okay, so now I can put Welcome Baby across the middle, assuming I can get the backing off the tear and tape. And then that goes slap bang across the middle. And then this sweet little one, which again I've put the little butterfly come leaves stamp. I thought, well, I can stick that on there. It doesn't tell you to stick it on there, but I thought, well, why not? So that goes just underneath, so that the little, oh, what do you call those bits? Yeah, I've forgotten the term. They've They've had the little bits cut out so they look like a pennant. That's what I think they look like anyway. Okay, so now we've got a couple of leaves to put on. So this leaf goes near the bottom and about there, I think. And this one goes up nearer the top on the opposite side, so that it comes over the edge like that. Now, for this one, you need 7 of the little white daisies, 3 of which have got a small dimensional on the back, and 4 of them which are flat. I just need to work out which ones are going to be flat and which ones are going to be dimensionaled. So those 2 could be flat, and maybe those 2 could be flat. Okay, I think it's basically a case of you decide which ones you want to be flatter than the others. So I'm going to put that one there, that one there, and then you can, if you want to, just, oh no, I think I put tape right up to the edge of that one, so you can just put it so that it goes over. It doesn't have to stick underneath. And then I'm going to put a dimensional one there, and then at the bottom I think I'm going to put a flat one there and another one there. Then the dimensional ones there and there. Then I need to get the clear whatchamadoolis, so I want a large one, if I can get it off the sheet. These ones really don't seem to want to come off, or it might be just that because my finger's hurting I'm not pressing as hard as I could. Okay, now that's supposed to, oh yeah, that goes there, and then a little baby one, come on, come on, up here, oh, and the other little baby one. Where do they want me to, oh, they want me to put that in there. Can I get that in there? Oh yes I can. Oh yeah, lovely. Super. Now where's my lid gone? There it is. I knew when the putty was running out of this, I knew that I'd got a spare one somewhere, but could I find it? I couldn't find it anywhere. And it wasn't until I was actually making the video of my haul the other day, and I was saying I've got replacement take your pick putty refills. As I went to put it down, I saw where it was, and it was right in front of me all the time. You know how it is, the more you look for something, the less you can see it. Okay, so let me just get rid of these little bits of backing, put them in my little jar, put those somewhere I'm going to see them, and there we go. Welcome baby. So that's the 3 cards. So I'll just show you briefly all the other bits that you get with it. So you get these, you get some mini dimensionals, and you get some larger ones of the I can never think what these are called. Sticky dots. Sticky dots, that's what they are. And then you get the stamps as well. You get the D block. Let's get the other cards and put those there. And then you get one sheet of the leaves. And I must make sure that this leaf that's come out stays with the others. You get this sheet of, these are plain white when they come, and you use the little stamps to stamp in the centre. The white ones come already printed with the yellow, and the yellow ones you stamp the little bits of green in the middle of those. So you get one sheet of those. You get one sheet of these. Also these come plain, and you stamp the little dotty bits in the middle. And these three you don't do any stamping on because you put one of these in the centre to make the flower. Then you get a few sheets with these for you to stamp, and a few sheets with these. And then the lovely envelopes, which are this lovely blue colour. So rather than giving you different colours, they're all blue. So when you've made your card, you can put the envelope with it, and it looks lovely. And the blue one obviously goes slightly better because it's the same colour. So that one sort of disappears really because it's the same colour. But the other two colours really stand out. And I do like this thank you one. Although my stamp got a bit gooey with where the ink pad was a bit icky. But there you go. So that's the three cards that you can make from the I can get there, Happy Happenings kit. So yes, so you get a wedding one. Yeah, I was going to say, could you use that for engagement? No, probably best not. So a wedding one, a baby, and a thank you. So that's that for today, and I will see you shortly in another video. Hwyl.